you doing? Thanks for coming back to another video. Today we're talking about La Santa. Yo no voy con labia, no. Tú sabías la que había, bebé. El romance no es mi área, no. No me digas que te enamoraste de mí. Yo no voy con labia, no. Tú sabías la que había, bebé. El romance no es mi área, no. No me digas que te enamoraste de mí y ahora me quieres cambiar. Sabiendo cómo soy, tú sabes lo que hoy. No te hagas tú igual. No te hagas la santa, el perreo te encanta. Ay. La Santa. Today we're talking about La Santa, the fourth song on the album. This is one of the best songs on the album. Straight up, it's a badass reggaeton song. Check it out. This is the first featuring of the album. The song features Daddy Yankee, who is probably the biggest name in all of reggaeton music. This guy pretty much coined the phrase reggaeton back in the mid-90s. He's been doing this forever. Bad Bunny, of course, grew up listening to him, cites him as his major influence. Pretty much, this is not the first song they've done together, but this is the song on the album together. The song was produced by Tainy, who Tainy is one of the big names in producers of this music. He's also been around for quite a while. He is really the mastermind behind so many of Bad Bunny's latest hits, like within the last couple years. Songs like Estamos Bien, Caro, Calladita, just so many songs. So this song is, you got pretty much the trifecta here. Bad Bunny, Daddy Yankee, and Tainy. It's just made to be a hit, and of course it is. Tiny's beat is dope. He's just got this crazy melody. It's just like this haunting melody. The song is pretty much about sex without love, which is one of the staples in this type of music. Bad Bunny himself said this was his favorite song on the album in his 3-hour-long Instagram live, where he pretty much told the story of how the song was made. Tainy came in with the beat. Bad Bunny liked it, wrote his part. He knew right away that he wanted Yankee in the song. He said, like, aquí va Yankee. This is where Yankee goes. Yankee fits right here. He called Yankee. He liked it. Came to the studio, recorded his part. Boom, made the song. So the song is called La Santa, which means, literally means the saint. Of course, he's talking about a girl, La Santa. So it translates better as something like the good girl, a girl who's a saint, a good girl. So let's take a look at some of the lyrics to the song. We're not going to do the whole thing, of course, but so the intro goes, Tú no eres una santa, ni yo soy un santo. So pretty much, eres is you are. Tú no eres is you aren't. You aren't a saint. Like I said, it's more like you aren't a good girl. Something like that. I've also seen Santa translated as prude. So, like a girl who won't put out, a prude. It doesn't mean that so much here, but in some cases it could mean that. So it says, you're not a good girl, ni yo soy un santo, and I'm not a good guy, or something like that. I don't know. Nos conocimos pecando. So, nos conocimos means we met. Nos conocimos is we met each other. It's reflexive. You don't really need to translate the nos. So it's really just we met. Pecando. Pecando comes from pecar, which means to sin. So we met sinning. It could kind of refer to like maybe this was a one-night stand where maybe they were both drunk or something, and they didn't even know who they were with at the time. And then, when they got into the act of making love is when they met each other. So something like to that effect. Ahora me estás buscando. Ahora means now. Me estás buscando means like you are looking for me, or you're wanting me, or you're trying to get me. So now you're trying to get me. Porque quiere más de mí? Because you want. Porque quiere más de mí? More of me. Because you want more of me. Te vienes y me voy. So this is kind of a play on words, because te vienes means you come, but it can also mean like to come as in an orgasm. So te vienes y me voy, you come and I go. So in other words, this is just like a friends with benefits type of thing. You come and I go. Te lo dije que esto era pa' jugar. Te lo dije que esto era pa' jugar. I told you, te lo dije, que esto era para jugar. That this was para jugar. Jugar means to play. So I told you that this was just messing around. I told you this was just playing. I told you this wasn't for real. Something like that. Que no te podías enamorar. Que is that. No te podías is you couldn't. Enamorar is to fall in love. So that you couldn't fall in love. I told you that this was just fun and games. You couldn't fall in love. But we're, understanding that she did. So the chorus, que ahora me quieres cambiar. Ahora is now. Now you want to change me. Me quieres cambiar. Cambiar means to change. You want to change me. Sabiendo como soy, tú sabes lo que doy. Sabiendo means knowing. Comes from saber. Knowing como soy. Como how. Soy, I am. Knowing how I am. Tú sabes. Tú sabes is you know. Lo que doy. Lo que is what. Doy is I give. So it's like, you know what I give, or you know what I'm about. Something like that. No te hagas. Tú eres igual. No te hagas is like, don't pretend. Don't fake it. Don't BS. No te hagas. Tú eres igual means you are the same. You're the same way. So don't BS me. I know you're the same way. Something like that. No te hagas la santa. So in this case, no te hagas is kind of like don't act like the saint. No te hagas la santa. Don't act like a good girl. El perreo te encanta. So el perreo is kind of like the name given to the type of dancing that is done to reggaeton music. So perrear is the verb, which means pretty much to dance to reggaeton music. It's very similar to twerking or grinding. Girls shaking their ass. That's perrear. So el perreo te encanta. You love perreo. Basically, you love this kind of music. You like dancing to it. You like, the lyrics behind it, the meaning behind it. Yo no voy con labia. So labia is not a word that I really found in the dictionary. I have heard it in a few other songs, and from what I read, it's kind of like sweet talking. So labia, I don't know, I assume it's got to be related to the word labio. Labio is lips. Los labios are your lips. So labia is got to be related to that in the sense of like, you're good with your lips. In other words, you're a sweet talker. So, yo no voy con labia. I've also seen it translated as lies. So, yo no voy is I don't go, or almost like I don't go in. Con is with, so I don't go in with labia. In other words, I don't go in with sweet talking. I'm not going to lie to you about it. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Something like that. Tú sabías la que había, baby. Tú sabías is you know. La que había. La que is what. For some reason, they like to use it in the feminine, especially in Puerto Rico. There's no real reason why. It's just in the feminine form. La que había, so la que había is what there was. Había is there was. So you knew what there was. In other words, you knew what was up. You knew what the deal was. Something like that. Okay. El romance no es mi área. El romance, the romance. No es is not. Mi área, my area. Romance is not my area. Romance is not my specialty. Something like that. No me digas que te enamoraste de mí. No me digas, don't tell me that. Que is that. Te enamoraste means you fell in love. De mí is like saying with me. So don't tell me that you fell in love with me. I will say that this song has, for me, what is the best moment in the whole album. In Bad Bunny's verse, where he says, seguimos envueltos en la bellaquera. So that is, in Bad Bunny's verse, the beat kind of drops. It's just him singing with the chords to the song. And right when the beat comes back is when he says, seguimos envueltos en la bellaquera. Ay. And, I mean, it's just such a good moment. I really feel like every great album out there has that one moment in it where no matter where you are, when you hear it, you're just like, fuck yeah, like that was so good. And this is that moment for me. Seguimos envuelto en la bellaquera. I can't even really figure out what a good translation of that would be. Bellaquera is another Puerto Rican slang word. Bellaco means horny. If you're a man, bellaco. If you're a female, bellaca. Bellaquera is kind of like, you'd have to say horniness. It can also be like, there's so many forms of it. Bellaquear is the verb, which is going to translate to, like, to fuck around sexually. Like, to fuck around, with a girl, you're fucking around with her. So, bellaquera is, it's something similar to that, like fucking around, being horny, something like that. So, seguimos envueltos en la bellaquera is like, we are stuck in this desire or something like that. Like, I don't know if anybody can think of a good translation for that. Let me know, because I would love a better translation. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. Come back for the next video, which will be Yo Perreo Sola. Yo Perreo Sola. So, thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Bye.